Get ready for the biggest stories hitting your feed right now. We start with a look back at the incredible science that made history. We're diving deep into how computer scientist Margaret Hamilton designed crucial safety features for the Apollo moon missions, a brilliant feat inspired by her young daughter, and you won't believe the technical genius involved in saving the first moon landing.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Next up, we shift focus to the future of space operations. NASA leadership is making a major move with the appointment of former Chief of Staff Brian Hughes as the new Senior Director of Launch Operations. And this shakeup at Wallops Island could dramatically change how government and commercial launch activities are coordinated moving forward. Then let's look up at our planet. NASA satellites have captured stunning, unbelievable colors spreading across the mid-Atlantic coast, revealing massive phytoplankton blooms driven by nutrient runoff, and we'll explore how new technology is helping scientists decipher this complex ocean event. And finally, we close with a look at cutting-edge infrastructure. NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory is migrating to Red Hat OpenShift Virtualization to support deep space missions, and we'll break down how this powerful platform is enabling the next generation of digital capabilities for space exploration. Stay with us for the rest of the news. NASA's historic Apollo moon missions were critically dependent on the work of computer scientist Margaret Hamilton and her application of differential equations to design crucial safety features. During the tense moments of the July 20, 1969, moon landing, the onboard computer of the Apollo 11 lunar module experienced an overload, triggering multiple alarms. Despite instructions from mission control to proceed with the landing, the crew relied on the safety net Hamilton had programmed. Hamilton's contributions were vital, stemming from her work at MIT, where she collaborated with Edward Lawrence, a meteorologist who pioneered chaos theory through complex weather prediction models. To manage the onboard computer's calculations, determining variables like speed, altitude, and rotation, the system had to solve complex differential equations, which describe systems involving variables and their rates of change. Solving these often required approximation methods, such as recursive equations, to calculate outcomes step by step. Programming in the 1960s was vastly different from today. The onboard computer had minimal storage, and programmers lacked modern languages. Hamilton and her team had to devise mathematical equations, translate them into instructions utilizing custom registers, and encode these into binary code, often using paper tape and manual corrections. The necessity for robust error handling was underscored when a young daughter accidentally caused a system crash during a simulation, prompting Hamilton to urgently develop methods to prevent such failures in real missions. She designed emergency fixes and contingency procedures that allowed the system to prioritize critical processes following a shutdown. When the rendezvous radar activated, it overwhelmed the system, generating error messages. Hamilton's safety net successfully prioritized essential landing procedures, providing the necessary guidance for the crew and NASA engineers to give the landing the go-ahead. This intricate blend of theoretical mathematics, innovative programming under severe constraints, and proactive safety engineering ensured the success of the first human landing on the moon. Margaret Hamilton's profound impact on space exploration was later recognized with the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2016. NASA has announced a significant leadership change aimed at reshaping future launch operations, with former Chief of Staff Brian Hughes appointed as the new Senior Director of Launch Operations. This new role will have oversight of launch activities at both the Kennedy Space Center in Florida and the Wallops Flight Facility on Virginia's eastern shore. This reorganization is poised to have substantial implications for launch operations at Wallops Island, especially amid the ongoing push by NASA and the commercial space industry to increase launch cadence and expand launch infrastructure. NASA Administrator Jard Isaacman stated that Hughes will be instrumental in coordinating government and industry stakeholders, supporting NASA's spaceports, while also working to boost launch activity in line with the Trump administration's national space policy. Wallops has rapidly emerged as a critical commercial launch site. While NASA operates the flight facility, much of the orbital launch infrastructure there is owned and managed by the Virginia Spaceport Authority, including facilities used by Northrop Grumman for Antares launches and Rocket Lab for the Electron and future Neutron rockets. NASA officials indicated that the new leadership structure is designed to improve alignment between launch operations at Kennedy Space Center and Wallops, responding to escalating national demand for commercial, scientific, and national security launches. Isaacman justified the decision, stating it makes sense to have launch complexes, like KSC and Wallops, managed by a launch center instead of a science center. Jamie Adkins, the Wallops team lead, declined to comment on potential staffing effects at the facility. Advocates for the change suggest the new structure could expedite launch approvals, enhance coordination between NASA and commercial partners, and ultimately increase future launch opportunities at Wallops Island as demand for U.S. launch capacity continues to rise. This leadership shift occurs as Wallops solidifies its position as a growing hub for commercial launch operations on the East Coast. NASA satellites have captured a striking, widespread bloom of microscopic marine organisms stretching along the U.S. coast, displaying vivid brown, green, and turquoise colors in the mid-Atlantic bight. The unusual coloration, first detected in early April, is the result of a complex interplay between river runoff carrying sediment and massive blooms of phytoplankton. Coastal waters present significant challenges for observation due to the mixing of signals from mud, nutrients, seagrass beds, and currents, which historically made it difficult to distinguish specific phytoplankton types. However, newer satellite technology is revolutionizing this study. NASA's PACE mission, launched in 2024, provides enhanced light measurement capabilities, allowing researchers to better differentiate between various phytoplankton species. Data collected by multiple NASA satellites, including PACE, Aqua, and Terra, confirmed the presence of chlorophyll signatures, indicating active phytoplankton blooms offshore. Scientists have identified two main types of organisms contributing to the visual spectacle. The greenish areas are likely linked to diatoms, which thrive in the spring when winter conditions leave surface waters rich in nutrients. Cold season winds pull nitrogen and phosphorus to the surface, and longer daylight hours fuel explosive growth. Diatoms create the cloudy green appearance seen in satellite imagery. The brighter turquoise tones are attributed to coccolithophores. These microscopic organisms possess calcite plates called coccoliths that strongly reflect sunlight, creating the milky blue visibility from orbit. Coccolithophores are crucial to the ocean's carbon cycle, accounting for approximately half of the modern precipitation of calcium carbonate in the ocean. Phytoplankton form the foundational base of the marine food web, supporting everything from small fish to larger predators, and they are vital for regulating global carbon levels through photosynthesis, absorbing carbon dioxide and producing oxygen. Oceanographers caution that while spring blooms are highly productive, they are temporary. As these blooms grow, they deplete available nutrients. Unless replenished by significant river outflows or storms, scientists anticipate the bloom will begin to decline in the coming weeks. The ongoing deployment of advanced satellite data is proving essential for gaining a clearer, seasonal understanding of ocean biology, which has significant implications for fisheries, coastal ecosystems, and climate science. NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory is undertaking a significant infrastructure modernization effort by migrating to Red Hat OpenShift Virtualization to bolster support for its deep space mission operations. Red Hat has positioned OpenShift Virtualization as a key solution to simplify the transition and management of virtual machine workloads for organizations navigating the complexities of advancing digital capabilities while optimizing existing application investments. Sachin Mullick, Director of Product Management for Hybrid Platforms at Red Hat, highlighted that OpenShift Virtualization delivers the flexibility, confidence, and operational efficiency necessary for customers to meet evolving mission goals. The platform functions as a unified application environment, enabling organizations to seamlessly migrate, run, and manage traditional virtual machines alongside containerized and serverless workloads across hybrid cloud environments. A major benefit cited by Red Hat is the ability for organizations to introduce advanced technologies like artificial intelligence and microservices without causing disruption to established traditional workloads. OpenShift Virtualization is an integrated feature within the broader OpenShift platform, which inherently includes robust security measures such as network policies, role-based access controls, and SC Linux security contexts. Furthermore, OpenShift is equipped with a compliance operator and Red Hat Advanced Cluster Security for Kubernetes to ensure comprehensive support for runtime, build, and cluster operations. This initiative builds upon a history of collaboration between Red Hat and NASA JPL. Previously, in 2016, Red Hat deployed OpenStack and Linux to address the growing computing demands of JPL researchers and scientists, working with the lab to implement an on-site OpenStack cloud system. This collaboration has granted NASA researchers access to private cloud capabilities while also facilitating the use of external services like Amazon Web Services. Signaling continued trust and capability, Red Hat OpenShift service on Oz in AWS, GovCloud recently received Federal Risk and Authorization Management Program high authorization for its hosted control plane architecture in December, underscoring the platform's reliability for high-stakes government operations.